Trippy5544, welcome you back to some more OPT action. As soon as I can get this stream in the self-promotion, we'll be underway here for our first game of dabbing Doomfist versus Seven Sins. Looked like this game wasn't going to happen today, but Seven Sins pulling out at least 5 so we can get the game started. I'm glad. So, with that, boom, let's... Oh, I clicked the wrong button. With that, let's get this game underway. Yeah, we are going to have a game here, Volskaya. It's going to be good. So, hold on, let me grab my PC so I can kind of read the comments as we go along. And fucking hell, I always forget you gotta double tap. There we go, start. That way we can actually get this match underway. So we have seen Seven Sins play down a man before. It was actually against Solstice at the beginning of the season. Turned out pretty decent. I mean, they nearly took, they got the second point on Hanamura, and they may have gone down in a 4-0, but they showed a lot of promise. So we'll see if maybe even a man down they can pull out a map or two. But of course, Volskaya, one of my personal favorite maps of the bunch when it comes to the 2CP, just because the choke brawl that you can have, it's really good. But as we're going to see both teams kind of getting set up and ready to go. On the side of Seven Sins, we're going to see a double main healer. We're going to see the Sombra Widow along with the Reinhardt. Interesting combination. I mean, trying to make things work here with only 5, so we'll see what they can do. On the side of dabbing, looks like we're going to be seeing dive tanks with a Reaper McCree, along with a Brig Ana. A mix of styles there. Kind of wondering how that's going to turn out for him. Quickly looking for my phone. Where'd it go? I always lose it. Oh, there it is. It blends in with my refrigerator. LOL. Well, here we go. Round 1 of Seven Sins versus Dabbing Doomfist here on Volskaya. Being down one person is hard enough as it is, but playing a team like Dabbing that runs I will say, a very successful dive, very scary one, you gotta be careful, especially since they already have the high ground and they're probably gonna try to pellet charge you come in. So, I mean, you're already down a person, that gives them a quick edge from the get-go, especially since you're losing a bit of tank power there. Penguin's gonna be your only tank. Already going in for the charge and pitting the Brig. That's going to be a quick elim. Going to tie this thing up at 5-5. We'll see if Seven Sins can take advantage. But no, Dart Train taken out by Jornsey. Going to quickly... Oh, Jack the Reaper, though. Taking out Jornsey as well. The charge going to take 2. As it looks like... I mean, of course, you have the spawn advantage as well on the side of Seven Sins. So we'll see what they can do. Picks are falling, though, heavily in favor of dabbing. They will keep the point with 3. However, those 3 picks were pretty big there on the side of Seven Sins. They're not going down without a fight. So let's see how well they can do on push number 2, as we'll just kind of get a view here of... Oh, there's Dart Train just kind of chilling in invis. Looks like... Oh! Jack gonna get the early pick, and they have nothing to res that. So this will be a 5v5 coming into onto the point, as both tanks diving down on the Penguin. He's getting pocketed. Infrasight coming out on by Jack. Oh, there you go. That's going to make it 2. That's 2 picks on the side of 7. But at least getting some progress going here. Here we go. They're pushing the point. They have a slight edge up by 1 as they're coming onto the point. There's a Reaper and Brig there, though. Oh! Reaper takes out Reaper, so Dart Train getting a nice pick. That'll make it 5-3. And Jackals is going to get the res as well, as Penguin going to get a pick. This one's definitely falling in favor of Seven Sins here. There you go, another nice pick, and another, that's 2. The respawns are coming back, though, on the side of dabbing, so we'll see if they can get anything going here. They do get Jack. Gonna get at least 1, but both tanks are back out on the point. Seven Sins still fighting it out. Diva is out of mech. Jornsey trying to dive out of there as 7. We'll almost get a tick. No, they got the tick. No, they didn't. Almost. But Dabbing, of course, with the man advantage overall, doing their best to just try to stop him from getting a tick, but that's not going to happen as a tick has been gained. Res out by Sins as they're also bringing out the Valkyrie. Here you go, the fight's coming back. Dart Train pulling out the Blossom, just going to keep the point a bit clear, knocking people around. But there you go, dabbing. Yep, with their own Blossom getting at least one, and that will cut Sins' chance is they're getting the point down to 0 as they're on the retreat. They did get a tick though. That's good. They got a tick. I like it. And D-Fuel, double boop kill. Almost play, I can guarantee. Double booster kill anyway. I will say impressed by what Seven Sins has been able to do so far. I mean, they did get a tick and they kept that brawl going for a lot longer than anticipated in my mind, so not bad. They are keeping some presence there. There you go, charged by Penguin, gonna get right to the point, contesting it once again. As both teams now going to the point, Coalescence out on Sin's side. There goes D-Fuel, knocked out a mech. Oh, two picks coming in on the side of Sins. That'll make it 5-4. They're in, as they're pushing their opponents off the point. They get the Mercy, so they have really no healing but the Zen. That's not gonna do enough to keep those tanks up, as that's a wipe. Sins will take first point. Volskaya here down a man, and they will have 4 minutes to push into second. We'll see what they can do. Once again, just like Hanamura, they're able to push through and get at least 1 point. I like it. See if they can continue this momentum going into the second point. Jornsey diving up onto the high ground where all of Sins is, trying to get some extra damage in. Sky doing a good job of just kind of beating everybody up. Oh, a pick early onto Sky by Jack, so that will kind of tie the odds up here. But you got to remember, on this point especially, the defenders have the advantage with respawns. Literally, it's less than like 3-4 steps away from spawn. So we're gonna have to wait and see how that works. But Penguin, ooh, all alone, having to try to fight 4, not gonna work. Dark Train though, nearly got the Diva, but got taken out right at the last second. It looks like Dabbing now has a bit of an edge. We'll see what they can do here. They're just kind of firing in shots from range, but ooh, nice long range pick by Zachary there to take out Jack. Looks like they're still going to push in with 4. I mean, they are already down 1. What does it matter if you're down 2? Oh, there we go. I will say ult economy heavily in the favor of Dabbing here, as they will have 4 ults, and of course one other one that'll be close for them. Actually, never mind, we will see Seven Sins getting all of their ults right about now. So pretty even in terms of number of ults, but that one extra ult on the side of Dabbing could be a big difference maker. We'll see, but Jack getting dived in the back, not gonna do much as the whole team just sticking around him. Diva diving in as well now, trying to get in the back lines. Both tanks diving in the back. Jekyll's and Penguin go down to Jornsey, getting a double. Jornsey gonna keep on the attack. There we go. We're starting to see the pieces fall into place here for Dabbing, as Seven Sins will be sent right back to spawn once again. We will see what happens here on this next push. I mean, still got a minute and 50. You have all but 1 ult, and you are swapping to the Brig. Triple support here with 1 DPS and 1 tank. Interesting pick out of the gate here on this next push, especially since you had Emphasite. But you know, at this point, you kind of know where your opponents are, as Jorns are going to dive right up in the middle of the opposing team. Going to get beat up a little by the Brig, not going to do much. Coalescence, Valk, Shatter, all coming out. Trans as well, along with Dragon Blade. Valk on both sides is out, so a lot of ults being used here. Primal as well came out at some point. I don't even know where that came from, but it did. As a bunch of ults are used. Jekyll's will get the res, but then is immediately eliminated, leaving Penguin just to kind of try to back away on his own, but taken out by the dive tanks. Zachary getting another kill here on mobile. We really haven't even seen Seven get the chance to get to point here in this half of the game, I guess. So we'll kind of see if they can push it in here with the Lucio, Brig, Mercy, along with a Winston on the tank. So kind of a countered, like kind of a divey dive here, just without the diva, in a sense. And you're adding the Brig and Reaper, so we'll kind of see what they can do. And Sky gonna get an early pick here. It's res though. And I mean, you still have the Death Blossom, kind of been holding on to it, so we'll see if they can find some kind of spot here to pull that out. As it's gonna be one of the only ways they're gonna be able to push, I think. As we do have a fight between the Diva and Winston there. D-Field taking out the Mercy. We do have 7 Sins getting the point with the Lucio. Blossom out on point, gonna get one. Diva Bomb flying in, gonna take out the other 2 members that are on point. Penguin slightly late there, is not gonna be able to get to the point in time.
Score 0-1. Switching sides.
So we'll kind of see. Alright, so dabbing Doomfist, they've been really good, especially on their defense. I mean, it's not, I will say, having played this team before in the season, they're really good on that dive, like, in a sense, especially on this map in particular, when they can spread you out the way they do. They're very good on that dive, for the most part. And just having the chance to use it against a team that's already down a player, that's just going to help out the dive even more. On the side of 7 Sins, we're going to see kind of some interesting choices here. We got the Sim, the Mei, a Mercy, Zenyatta. Penguin actually jumping on the Mercy. Interesting choice there. And Jekyll's pulling out the Orisa. It's been a while since we've got to see that. On the side of dabbing, it looks like we're going to be seeing a Widow Torb along with 2 main tanks in Ryan Winston. And they'll be bringing the Ana Zenyatta. Discord and Anti, kind of an interesting pairing you could use there. I'm kind of wondering how that's going to work out. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, but both of these teams, not in the best spot in the standings at the moment. I know Sin's got a win over Fallout last week. Dabbing has gotten close a couple times to getting wins. So we'll kind of see which one of these teams moves up the standings a bit, as this week has been one of surprises. I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see how the standings feel at the end of this week. Because this is the end of the stage, if I'm not mistaken. This is week 6. So we'll be swapping to new maps next week. I can't believe it's already been that fast. Here we go. Already on the attack here is dabbing. They're trying to push in. The Bastion has come out in place of a second healer, so you do have Mei, Sim, Bastion with an Orisa. That's a lot of burst damage. You can just, like, that's just a lot of damage you can chunk in onto people. As, oops, I forgot to remove the 6th spot. I'm bad at that. There we go. Yeah, there you go. As now we're gonna just get everybody onto the point, well, onto the Bastion anyway. That's basically the point. As Jonesy trying to dive up there to get the Bastion. Everybody up there, that's not going to work. Just too much damage. And dabbing just trying to push to the point. They do have one on there with Zach. He's going to take out the Mei, so that will make it 4v6 in favor of dabbing at the moment. But that Bastion, yeah, that's just going to keep people off the point. I can tell you that much. As Penguin, nice res on the Mei. Going to get 7 back to full numbers here without having to go back to spawn. That's good. Actually just getting some free shots actually at this point. Just kind of getting free shots on the Jack. And it's going to take advantage again, getting another pick. Nano Ryan on the point, but Mobile getting a pick. Jones is going to take one though, getting him. Zachary taking out Penguin. And here you go. The numbers are shifting quickly in the favor of dabbing. Yes, there you go. I think that's everybody but... No, that's everybody. As May's going to be coming back from spawn as well. As that will give dabbing the chance to push up here to second point. We're gonna see if they are able to grab this first tick. I mean, they do have 6 minutes and a man advantage. We'll kind of see what they can do. And now they're running the triple tank, throwing in the Hammond. I like it. Got a solo DPS with the Widow. As it looks like we are seeing 7 Sins here fighting the Winston over in this tiny little confined room. Oh, Winston's gonna grab one as his team goes to the point. Dart Train getting a pick on the Junkrat, pulling that out now. They're swapping off the Bastion. Rip, that's 2 picks for dabbing. Penguin gonna res Dark. Never mind, gonna get knocked away by the hamster. Dabbing Doomfists have the advantage here with trans out on the point. I mean, you're not really gonna die with a trans out unless you get a diva bomb. And this point is so close to being taken here. It's literally like centimeters. But Shatter out by Sky. Gonna knock down at least one. Blizzard out on the side of Seven Sins. Gonna get at least Reinhardt frozen. Not eliminated though as Iana comes in with the nade. And that looks like it'll be enough to keep Dabbing sustained here in this fight. They're still fighting it out. I mean, Sins aren't going down without a hard-fought battle here. As Dark Train just zipping around the point here on the Tracer. There you go, just kind of jumping around the middle, trying to give your team time to get back. There you go, Jagles is in right as Dark Train dies. So the stall continues. May is back out once again from the point. There's the Lucio. Lots and lots of... just trying to stall it out here on the side of Sins. They're holding very well. But Minefield is going to help remove a couple from the fight as Dabbing Doomfist will take map 1 against Seven Sins. What's that? That was hard fought. And I mean, I think that was almost a minute and a half stall there by Sins there. Just to kind of give them something. You know, they did really good. They held very well. Heck, their offensive attempts weren't really bad until the second part where they just got stomped out there. Of course, the double booster kill getting played there. Beautiful by D-Fuel. That's twice we've seen some interesting diva plays coming from the boosters this week. I mean, we saw one yesterday as well. It was a double environmental off the side of Elios Lighthouse. I'm kind of wondering if we can see some more of that kind of gameplay entering today's game. Well, let's see, we're going to quickly get see if we got any subs coming in for Dabbing. And of course, if you're watching the live stream, don't forget to comment on the YouTube page. I kind of keep it open so I can see what y'all are messaging. We can have a nice little conversation in between, but we're just going to wait on Dabbing real quick. Boop. I thought you were already on blue. Oh, so, let's see, let's get this swap to next map, which will be Eichenwald. And I'm gonna quickly fix the settings. There we go, that way. Unless I get an actual player, we're not gonna get any randos jumping in. No, gonna keep the randos at bay. Alright, let's see. We're gonna get both teams confirmation that they're ready to go. And once they are, we'll be entering map number 2, Eichenwald, our hybrid map for the week. We have seen plenty of times where the payload is the rougher part to grab on this map. And of course, trying to push up once you're on the bridge. Those are the two main areas of conflict for teams to get through. I mean, usually once you get the payload, you get pretty easily moved through the first part of the little castle phase. But once you get up to the bridge, where respawns kinda help out the opponent a bit, it gets a lot harder to do that. So we're just gonna see if both teams are good. I will say though, I am impressed with Seven's play there on Volskaya. They did take first point, which is always nice to see when you're a man down, and of course they did get shut down going into second point, but they gave it their best effort. And I will say a couple times it looked like they had huge pick advantages early in those fights. So I'm kind of wondering if it turns out better for them here on Eichenwald. Alright, both teams are set and ready to go. Map number 2, Eichenwald, 1-0 in the favor of Dabbing. We'll see how these teams perform here on our hybrid. So here we go, Eichenwald. Another really nice little brawl map, one of my favorites, because you get to fight at the bridge a lot of the time to start off the map, or if you don't, you're going to immediately move into a brawl on the point. Brawls are always fun. I don't know why. I just love brawls, and that's probably why I like Brig. Please do not hate Brig #1. But I will say, we've seen some interesting strategies, and I think one we see underutilized here is the pharmacy going around the backside. I mean, we don't see it a lot anymore, but it's still possible. Just kind of fly the Pharah around this outside, get him behind the opponent, and just dive down on him, of course. Like with the Pharah, just burst him down from behind, or of course, we have seen on the defense a couple times, the Doomfists coming in from Castle Heights to just drop down on opponents. I'm still surprised how you're able to do that, but it's beautiful to see. The majestic Doomfist flies in and seismic slams your whole team. It's beautiful. But on the side of dabbing, I don't know if there are a couple of spawn room picks there, but the Torbjorn, I would love to see that out on the attack, along with the Widow, running Ryan Zar with a Zen Ana. Once again, interesting support combo there. Both at range. I mean, with the anti-nade, it's really good with the Discord. On the side of 7watch, though, looks like we'll be seeing a solo Hog trying to push in with a Sombra, Widow, Zenny, and Moira. Oh, I got confused. I mean, that's a defense Torb. And it's going to be coming out. I like it. I don't think we've got to see much defense Torb on this map. I mean, I don't think we've got to see a lot of Torb at all in the league. I mean, I know personally I pulled it out once on the map during the All-Star game. That was fun. But we haven't seen a lot of Torb, but it's coming out and forced this stage as 7sins getting 3 picks already to start this off. They have an edge. I mean, they're pushing in now. There you go, hooking the Czar. That's going to be 4. They have an edge coming into this fight. The anti already out. Bloodshot trying to just set up the turn on the high ground. Going to be eliminated. As all that remains on the point is Zachary on the Tracer. Never mind. There you go. Reinforcements starting to come in. Sky at least coming in to contest a bit. As now we do have dabbing contesting a bit. So close on getting the tick, but it does look like we will not see it fully grabbed here by Sins. As Dark Train will be taken out by Zachary, and we do have a brawl at the choke. As we now see both teams running some kind of flanker, and Bloodshot going to the Hanzo. Oh, nice hook by Penguin. At least pulling Orange has almost got something. As Jack finishing off Bloodshot, so the opposing sniper's down, but Zachary, it just says, you take one of ours, I'll double it. Getting both supports. And Orange is as well going to grab Dark Train. So, I mean, there was some promise there on that push. They almost got the first point on Eichenwald is good. Oof, and a bit of the voice line spam there by Oranges. I mean, hey, you know, I don't quite get it, but hey, you do you, fam. You do you. As Dark Train on top of the bridge, hacking the brig. As we're kind of getting a nice little view here. Jornzy on the brave push, taking out the Sombra. That's what she's meant to do, get those flankers. Mobile though, using the power of the Iris to get Hanzo. Shatter down by Sky, gonna get 3. We'll only knock out 1 though from the fight. Okay, you know, they're just pushing them back to spawn now. And I mean, I will say, the whole Hog coming out from Penguin, he's eliminated by Brig. I mean, we're just seeing Sins trying to play to the best they can at this point. I mean, they are down 1, and we have proven Overwatch is a heck of a team game. And I honestly think with the matchup here, when it was going to be really close, it kind of tips it in the favor of 1. And we have proven that's the case here, as dabbing, after that first push where they almost had it, yeah, no, it's been nothing but dominance ever since, and we're just seeing dabbing hold the spawn doors closed on their opponents. I don't know what else to say here. There we go, I'm gonna get a better view. Oh, there you go, Transcend is coming out by Mobile. He's gonna go dashing towards the point. We'll see if that works out well for him. Jack will get a pick though, taking out the Brig. Mobile's taken out, EMP is out. Dragons, Pulse Bomb, Coalescence as well. Nano is coming out as well on the Rhine. As Nano Ryan gonna hold off the choke, but J. Cole is gonna get at least one as a tick will be grabbed here by 7, but that's not gonna stop the shatter. That'll get one. Dabbing coming back to the point here, just trying to hold it, trying to keep him from getting anything more than one tick. They still have grab. I mean, I don't see why you don't pull it now. I mean, there it goes. They're gonna miss mobile there. However, oh, we will see the hamster come out here by Penguin. Gonna at least use it to stall, get his team back. Jack is back, getting a pick quickly. Dark Train is also back on the Sombra, so here you go. Numbers are coming in. High Noon out on this side of 7. Gonna get the Zarya. There's no res. So 7 does have a chance here. God, Sky there just trying to swing at the hamster, getting nothing fruitful. Mobile finally back on the point for his team as well. So here you go. This fight's kind of looks like it's turning out into 7's favor as they do get the second tick. They do got the second tick. They're so close to getting the whole thing. Let's go. I mean, we just need Sky out here just trying to stall for as long as possible. The Tracer's helping with it, but no! There they go. 7 Sins once again. Gonna grab the point. They take first point and they have the payload. I'm surprised. This is twice they pulled it out from the bleakest of situations here in this game. And they do grab the point. So the payload is on the move for 7 Sins. I love it. They're pushing on through. They ain't going down without a fight. Pulse bomb from the top row. Gonna get mobile, but Jayco's immediately taking out their Lucio. Kind of evening things up a little bit. Back to where they were before, at least. They're only down by 1. And I mean, just trying to live off of that. So here we go. Oh, Coalescence out on the side of 7. Just trying to push it in as Penguin. Woo! Becoming a tetherball. Pulling the minefield out as well, going up on the bridge, just kind of making it a little difficult for Dabbing to get close to the payload. There you go, got to keep it moving when you got the chance. You know, just keep it moving. Get it up as far as you can, and since they may be down 2, make that 3, you know, that are coming back. They did get it halfway through this first point. That's not bad, and they do have a minute. And of course they have EMP, High Noon, and the sound barrier pretty close on the ultimates there. However, of course, on the other side you have Nano with the Rhine, which is always a dangerous combo. Always has been and always will. With that shatter and sound barrier of their own. Along with the pulse bomb. So we'll kind of see. Barrier is out on the side of Dabbing. I guess just trying to keep them up in this fight. I don't know what that was. But hey, if you keep your team up, it keeps your team up. So Dabbing just trying to hold here. So this looks like it'll be the last full push we'll see from Sins here. Depending on how this works. But Bloodshot, nice double. Mobile just chilling on the payload. Yeah, just chilling behind the enemies. Just going, hey. Oh, getting kind of a C9 going. I don't know how long that'll last though. Oh, he's gonna pull out his sound wave. Alright, Dark Train on the payload. Pulling out the EMP, that's 3. As all of his teammates are now coming in. Jack getting a pick on Zachary, so that'll even up the odds. Gonna pull out the High Noon. Gonna get 2! Shatter out getting 2 as well. And the Nano Ryan gonna swing away, grabbing a double. The anti is gonna miss, but that's not gonna matter as Sky getting 3 of Sins here. And of course now you got the tac visor out on the hamster. That's not gonna end well, as even with this Tracer eliminated by the basically the aimbot of Soldier 76. I mean, that is a aimbot for days. With that though, we will see here what Sins can do in the defense. We saw it on Volskaya. They held pretty well on that first point. So that's gonna kinda be their kind of their big deal here. I mean, once they hold that first point, that should be their game plan. They're really good at holding the first point, but once they get knocked out of that and they're on the run, already down a person, it just does not end well. So I'm kind of wondering what they'll pull out here to kind of try to even things up in their favor. We'll kind of need to see. Ugh, my throat is dead AF if you couldn't tell. There we go. Just trying to get my voice good, and I'm sorry I'm not moving the camera. There we go. So on the side of Sins, we're going to see a double tank, double support run here with 5. Gonna opt for a solo Widow. On the side of Dabbing, it looks like we're seeing 6 supports. I don't know if that's gonna be just a spawn room thing, or if that's some BM early on. I can't tell, but definitely would be an interesting strategy to pull out here. And we do have some swaps on the side of Sins. Are going to be running triple tank, double support. I mean, not the worst idea. You got a lot of bulk there. And if they do run the 6 supports, that's a lot of bulk against that damage. Yeah, we are going to be seeing Dabbing run 6 supports. I'm thinking this is early BM on their opponent. I'm not quite sure. Just trying to tilt him out. I honestly don't know what's going on there. But Dark Train on the Rhine actually getting the nice fire strike. That will be res though. So Brig is back up. So that's not going to stop Dark Train there from getting another beautiful fire strike. Oh, the anti-nade onto your Reinhardt. That's going to cause some issue, but Jack, ooh, trying to fight, but no, it's eliminated by his Brig adversary. D-Fuel going to get the pick on Dark Train. Bloodshot getting Penguin. Anti-nade coming out, going out onto the Hamster, which will make them easy pickings. And I don't know what to tell you here. Dabbing going to take first point with the sextuple supports. We will see the Winston come out, which is really good on squishies, except for the Brig, of course. And that's going to get you eliminated quickly. So they're also pulling out a Bastion, which is swiftly eliminated. Bloodshot getting Jakels as well. So that's going to leave really just 2 to try to fight for this point. Make it 1 as the Hamster's just swinging around like, well, a wrecking ball. Just gonna do a run up there, but the payload's still moving. Dabbing has 5 minutes to push it. Such a small distance, just in the grand scheme of things. Oof, the voice line spam is real though. Oof, by both sides. As Trans out on the side of Dabbing, along with the Lucio sound barrier, just to keep them really strong in that fight, make sure they don't die at all. Points contested, but Jorns are getting the pick on Jack. We will see the minefield coming out towards the back end of the goal area, but that's not going to stop the 6 support comp from getting some picks, and they're going to keep moving the payload. They're close. D-Fuel just going to chill on the payload, chunking the grenade. Not going to get anybody, it looks like, but that's not going to stop this Dabbing team. They will get 2 extra picks. I mean, you got Jack just trying to chill on the payload to get them away. There's Mobile coming in on the Hamster. Jekyll pulling out the Doomfist. They're just trying to keep this contested, and we'll kind of see how well they can do. Zack taking out Jekyll there with the Mercy and Valk. Also going to get Jack. I mean, that's pretty good for the Valk. I'll make it a triple for Zack. He's getting the Hamster. 4! He got 4 of those picks as his team. Okay, never mind, it's close. Zack's just pulling out the gun though. He's just going all the way. I can't be mad at that as Bloodshot. Beautiful headshot on the Penguin. D-Fuel getting the pick on Jekyll. And Not Orange is going to almost clear up the point there, getting Jack, but no. Point 13 meters. We have another brawl breakout on the point. Once again, 7, even down a person. Good at the stall. Taking about a minute 15 there to get that final point 13 meters. But Dabbing here with a 6 support comp will push through their opponent. As the play of the game is going to be Sky getting the triple on the initial defense here for Dabbing. Nano Ryan is scary. I honestly thought it would have been the 4-piece by the Mercy. I'm surprised. I will not lie. That was an interesting strategy coming out of Dabbing here. But with that, we will be moving on into map number 3 in the second half of our game here. Ilios and Gibraltar are our next 2 on tap. But before we get into that, of course, we're going to see if we got subs for either, well, of course, just for dabbing here. Oh, they have all left except one. Okay, there, man. They're all back now. I am confusion. I am very confused at what just happened there, but alrighty. We'll move on to Elias, though, just so we can get that set up. And, as we kind of wait for subs and things to happen, uh, let's kind of just look at some MVPs from both sides, at least candidates for me. On the side of Sins, I didn't think I was going to pull this one out, but Jack the Reaper has done a really, really good job on the DPS, just swapping to whatever his team needs since they're down at the moment. His Brig was really good. The Widow was on point. That was beautiful, and the May was an interesting choice to bring out. Dart Train as well, bringing out a lot of different things that we're not used to seeing him on, if I could speak words. Um, I mean, we've seen him on the Rhine, we saw him on the Sombra, of course, the Tracer. I believe we even saw him on the Winston there for a short bit. Lots of different interesting stuff coming from him. I'm kind of interested to see what else he can pull off in the round. On the side of dabbing, of course, I think looking at some of the interesting plays that in comps we've seen so far, I really think Sky has been a key piece of that, being their main tank. Kind of done a really good job, especially that second map, holding strong at the defense. I mean, especially with the nanos that were on point. And D-Fuel pulling out the support play here on the Ana has been really interesting to see. Just kind of paired up with that Reinhardt. And of course, his off-tank play has been really good as well. But those are kind of two from each team to keep an eye on as we go into the next set of maps. Maps 3 and 4. We're just waiting on one from on the side of dabbing, or on the side of Sin, sorry. But let's see if we got any subs. Do 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 do. Okay, so Jonesy's looks like we do have the 6 stack though on the side of dabbing. That's gonna be sticking. Oh no, I kinda wanna see what we got. Oh wait, hold on. Swap to neutral team. What does that mean? Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, there we go. Alright, D-Fuel will be coming out here on the side of dabbing for a man whiz. Yeah, there we go. So that should be dabbing stuff. We're just waiting on Sins to get back. We'll say this matchup has gone a different direction than I thought. It's probably due to the man down thing we have here, but this matchup on paper, when it's 6v6, looks like one of the closest you could find in the league. I mean, both teams play really, really out there comps, and they're somewhat successful. I mean, we've seen it here. Dabbing pulling out the 6 supports. That was really interesting to see. Of course, the Bastion, Orisa, Sim, May comp they were running on the side of Sins during Volskaya. They have made some interesting comps work in this game. That's kind of what they do a lot of. Both of these teams. They always find those weird out of the way comps that you wouldn't think would work, but somehow they manage to pull them off in some of the weird scenarios. But let's see. Whew. I'm trying to fix money. Here we go. I think that's enough. I'm not sure. Stretch that shit. Let's see. So we're gonna see if both teams are ready to play. I don't know how to spell. There we go. I mean, dabbing at times has gotten beat up a little bit. I will say, I mean, those first point pushes we've seen that eventually make dabbing fall back to the second defense have been really good for Sins, but beyond that, they've been having some issues getting in and keeping the payload moving. I mean, of course, a man up is going to give you a big edge in brawls, but a surprising amount of these fights have looked really, really close either way. So I think that's something to keep an eye on, especially on Elios when we know environmentals are key. As of course, an environmental can knock someone down. I mean, Sins have won a few of these fights throughout the games down a person, and I mean, Elios is the perfect place, especially on Well and Lighthouse, to get environmentals that take a fully healthy opponent and completely remove them from a brawl. And if you can do that early and often and get a nice couple of picks rolling on your side, that's a lot of free ult charge. So, we'll kind of have to wait and see what they do. Let's see, we're just kind of waiting on one of Sins to join up at the moment. Or to get back. My bad. Okay, I'm gonna go get me a drink from the fridge while we wait, because I mean, the college life is a great life. You know, you have everything all so close by. Like literally, I can just open this up, bam, water bottle. And of course, one of my favorite sponsored, not sponsored, of these games is this off-brand water. This time it's just great value. Trying to keep you in the commentating game when your throat's giving out on you halfway through. Nice and tasty. Dang it, why does the tag not always work unless it's capital? Alright, there we go. I guess some more analysis. Seeing Not Oranges jump back into this game and actually pulling out a couple of characters I don't remember him playing. I mean, we haven't seen him on his Doomfist so far. I mean, he was pretty well known for that, and his Soldier as well. Seeing him move off to more out of the way picks like the Torbjorn and a couple of these maps was really interesting. So, I mean, I'm wondering if we're going to keep seeing weird comps. And I mean, both teams point out some weird comps. I mean, Sins had a necessity of done some weird things, just kind of trying to cope with missing one component of a six-man lineup, whether that be a DPS, a tank, or a support. I mean, they're just kind of working things around. We're seeing a lot of flexing by this team to different things. Getting to see them come out on a lot of different characters that we usually don't get to see them on. I mean, Mobile on the Hamster. We're seeing Jacobs pull out a bit of the Moira that we usually don't get to see a lot of, and the Orisa as well. Of course, Penguin swapping through the whole tank arsenal as well. Dark Train even jumping on the tank a little bit with the Reinhardt and the Winston. That was nice to see. So I'm kind of interested to see what they're doing, what they're going to come out with here on Elios once they get ready to go. I mean, this is the longest half time we've ever had, I think. Just like takes another silent sip. If anybody's watching the stream, once again, don't be afraid to comment in the live stream chat Always willing to answer some questions or like just have a little nice conversation in the stream. So we'll kind of see how that goes. There goes someone. Rip Aroni. But I guess we're just kinda waiting around. Where? Yeah. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. So, OPT action, though, for the last couple of days has been an interesting roller coaster of events. Since we got a little time here, more than a little, but you get what I mean. 7-Watch was actually able to take first map on Volskaya yesterday from the hands of Metal, making the score of that game 3-1 in favor of Metal. The Fallout Blackstone game ended up being a forfeit. Like, this game was about to be as well, dude, till right before they got Penguin. And honestly, it's turning out a little differently than I thought this game would. We'll kind of have to see what happens there. I mean, the league standings are going to take a bit of a weird shape after this week, as of course, uh, I don't know the results of last night's Twisted versus Clearsight's game, but I mean, it wasn't one of the more. I was passed the fuck out. I know that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what these teams can do here. And of course, we have a couple more games coming up, and actually today and tomorrow, I believe. I think all the rest of the games are on Sunday. Yes, they are. 1 p.m. CST tomorrow. We'll have Arctic Melons taking on ZF, and at 7 that night, we'll have two of our top teams in the league, at least playoff standings at the moment, in Solstice facing off with Blackwatch. Renegade stand off this stage with a bang. So we'll have to see how the standings look after this week. There's a couple of teams that can move up and down dependent on those games tomorrow. So we'll have to wait and see who wins and loses those. I actually don't know what else to say here, as we're still kind of just waiting on a couple people. Dabbing's been ready. I just do 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 do. Do 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 do. Kind of just waiting at the moment. Boom, 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 just kind of waiting. Do 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 do. This is why you don't take. This is why you always have bucket. You know, like gamers have gaming buckets. I wish, like, who would be the guy that has the bright idea, right? And this is just because we have time to fill. Just like, have you ever thought about not going to the bathroom in the middle of a game? Why not get a shit bucket? You know, like there you go. Just you keep that right next to you when you're playing. Or like right under the chair, cut a nice hole in the chair. Bam. You don't have to leave the comfort of your couch or your chair. And I'm thinking, right, you could get that sponsored by like G Fuel or something. There you go. Just a nice little random $1 million idea, I can guarantee. I don't know, but we're just kind of waiting on restroom breaks. I mean, this is your time to take a break if you've been watching the stream. I mean, we're just kind of chatting and stuff. I'm just kind of confused now. It's just like. Do 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 do. So we're still waiting there. It's a hell of a long break. So I mean, like I said, you got any questions or like comments or heck, even your own analysis from the game so far? Just chunk it in the live stream chat. I mean, we're just kind of waiting here at Radio OPT, bringing you coverage of this OPT Stage 2 Week 6 matchup between Dabbing Doomfist and Seven Sins. We'll kind of see how that goes. And then the match chat goes nuts. I like it. Just like, yo, don't use toilet paper. Use like a leaf or a newspaper, or just use your hands. There you go. And just make sure your hands are definitely washed after that. And then when you get roasted by your own teammate in the chat, rup a Roni, but that's fine. We just kind of got time to kill. This season's been pretty good so far. I mean, we're making it into stage number 3 starting next week. I'm assuming new maps and new matchups will be announced shortly after Sunday's game, sometime that night or the next day on Monday as we get into stage 3. I'm kind of surprised to see what maps we're going to see entering stage 3. I know we haven't seen Junkertown, we haven't seen Horizon yet. We haven't seen. I don't know. I don't remember all the maps off the top of my head. I don't think we've seen Numbani either at this point in the season. There's some interesting possibility. Heck, even Rialto could come in at some point. It has been out for a good bit, so that does leave it open to the possibility of seeing a stage 3 play. Seeing stage 3 play. I'm kind of excited to see what can come out of this next stage of maps, depending on how weird they are, I guess, in a sense. Because, I mean, we're getting to that point where games are going to matter more and more if you're trying to make the playoffs. And if we're doing it the way I think we are, that's Overwatch League style. So 6 teams will make it, the other 6 will sit out and have to watch from the comfort of their couches. And I mean, with the standing shift, we will see some teams formerly not in that picture jumping in, at least to start stage 3. And who knows, we could see some more interesting mix-ups as the weeks go on. I'm just confused by what's going on in the match chat of our Discord. I mean, I don't know what to say to any of that. But I guess though, just kind of waiting around, you know. I kind of want some opinions when people watch the stream, like PM this to Chubby directly, but who would be interested in team jerseys? I mean, you know, wouldn't that be pretty cool? I know people don't see them because we don't go like on a stage or nothing, but team jerseys would be lit, wouldn't they? I mean, that'd be on y'all to pay for them, but damn, that would be pretty lit, don't you think? Come on, just imagine, or heck, even like an OPT, like league shop. So like you could buy jerseys, you could buy all kinds of little accessories of your favorite teams from the league. I mean, that'd be, of course, people would have to make logos and stuff for all that, but it'd be pretty cool. Okay, finally, there we go. About to say, this took a lot longer than I thought, because someone had to go take a had to go use the facilities during the game. There you go. I think we're all good though. So we're gonna see if everybody's ready. That way we can finally get going with the second half. I mean, okay. There we go. I think we're finally ready, yes, to go on to Elios. We were waiting for someone to take a dump, and now they're back. Let's continue. I mean, it's been a nice little cool-off period. Taking a nice break, relaxing. But yeah, team jerseys for the league. That'd be pretty neat. I don't know about y'all, but I think that'd be pretty neat. So, gotta leave some comments on that, or like PM me or something. That'd be lit. But here we go, finally jumping back to the game here. We're on to Elios. Jesus H. Christ. Jesus H. Christ. No, he didn't have a middle name. I don't think so. Yeah, that's not important. Back to the game of Overwatch. Looks like on the side of dabbing. Is this dabbing? I don't know. We'll see in a sec. But dabbing looks like they're going to start with the Rhine. Going to go with the flanker DPS. Putting out the Brig as well. Orange is on the Soldier and Zek. Not picking a character quite yet. There you go. Picking the Widow, so that's 4 DPS. Maybe that's a spawn room comp. Maybe it's not with what they've been running. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, there you go. They're all the way on the other side of the map. On the side of the Seven Sins, looks like they'll be running Moira, Lucia, Hamster, Diva, and Brig. So both sides pulling out a Brig. Slight swap at the moment for dabbing. Looks like they're running a Pharah, Tracer, Soldier, Widow. Yes, they are going to go for DPS along with a Rhine Brig. Not a lot of healing, especially for the Pharah. Not a lot of healing, and of course the Rhine having to just almost be a bit more passive just to hold that shield. We'll see how this works out for both teams. And of course, the Pharah is going to fire away. Fire away, fire away. Picks coming out, both sides. Skye getting a quick double here to help his team out. And Aman bringing in the additional kill there. As Sins will fight, Penguin's going to fight with the hamster on point. Jack pulling out the Widow. Neither team has captured the point yet, though, as Aman going to get that pick on Penguin. No, Mobile just kind of riding around on the point, keeping it contested. No one's grabbing this point yet. Oh, there it goes. Finally falls in the hands of dabbing. We're going to see Mobile just wall right on out. Oh, never mind. Going to get sniped after jumping off the wall. Rip. That's one pick. Death. Dark Train on the Diva. Trying to get something going. Going to get killed there. Jack eliminated by Bloodshot. And it looks like this game is going heavily in favor of dabbing at this point. I mean, they're coming out just like they did before the break. Fast, quick, and murdering in all aspects. Rally already out here on the side of dabbing. Just gonna use him to keep the pressure on. Penguin dying there. Skye and Powlett apiece getting a kill on 7 Sins. The D-Mech on Dark Train is gonna send him running back to spawn. Penguin though pulling out the Reinhardt, kind of an interesting twist here. Or not the Reinhardt, the Winston. They both have shields, but one is a scientist. Ah, difference. You see. Yes. Ooh, Shatter out. Way over here by Skye. And it looks like now we're just seeing Sins held at spawn. Penguin and Jack working together there to get the pick onto Skye. So that gives them a little bit of breathing room. Not a lot as they're still back towards their spawn. As Mobile just trying to go around and pick the point. There you go. Coalescence on Sin's side. And there you go. They got another pick. Taking out the Forest. So now they got a chance to move on in here. They have a slight... Like, the numbers are at least even at this point. Oh, the numbers are now in their advantage. So we'll kind of see if they can take this brawl onto the point and win. And you have a Brig and a Rhine. Double shields. Pallet eliminated by J. Cole. But you gotta get on the point. I mean... Sins will C9. They were so close to the point. They could have got onto it. Just fade back onto the point. Oof. Well, that's a bad break there on Sin's side, but it looks like we will head on to our next map, Lighthouse. Both the environmental maps of danger coming out first here in this game, so we're gonna kinda have to see how this works out for both sides. 4, 3, 2, 1. We are seeing a Bastion, Torb, Sombra, Tracer. That's 6 DPS. We're just gonna go with that. 6 DPS on dabbing's side. We're seeing 7 Sins go for the Sombra, May, Lucio, Moira, off tank. There you go. Early pick by Zach with the Bastion. Oh, gonna make it 2, getting Mobile as well. Jaco gonna get a pick, but I don't think that's gonna be enough for the team. As oh, never mind. 2 picks apiece, but of course, already down 1 early. Sin's gonna have to try to fight into this DPS setup on the point. No one's dying on the side of dabbing. Here's Bloodshot get the pair with the Sombra. Oh, nice environmental there, as Penguin may go down, but he's taking the Bastion with them. Mobile just trying to sneak around the point here. Here we go. Here he is. Just kind of jumping around the point as his team coming back in. Turn gonna get Jacobs pretty early there as they're trying to come in from their spawn side. That Turns is gonna beat him up as they push in. Dart Train though getting the first pick of this engagement, kind of giving his team, at least balancing it out for the teams. And as soon as we say that, their May goes down, Jet goes down, kind of giving the advantage back to Dabbing. They do now have the Hamster though on Dabbing's side, so 5 DPS and a fat DPS in the Hamster. Penguin though getting a nice little pick. As both sides still fighting it out relatively well. As turret coming out here by Aman. Getting blocked by the wall, rip, but that will give him time to get it to tier 2. Sky, nice pick on Jack, as we haven't seen Dabbing lose the point all of Elios, so right now it's 170% total to 0. Very nice hold by them, but oh, there you go, on the point, there's 2 of Sins as the brawl will now take place there. Mobile landing back on the bomb, gonna get him taken out. Both teams now just trying to get to the point. Amon getting one on the Hog, his turret getting that one. Zach getting one, Orange is getting one, just to keep the point clear of Sins players. Giving Dabbing here. If no one of Sins can touch this point, there you go. The Lucio coming back. You gotta get on the point, Mobile. As that will not. Oh, yes, it will be the case right at the very end, but eaten by a dragon in the process. Sights coming out just to secure this point. Full sweep of Elios here goes in the favor of Dabbing Doomfist, making it 3-0, entering the final map. Good play by them. Ahmad, yes, I believe this is the first Torbjorn play of the game we've got to see in an actual league match. This is beautiful. First or second, either or, it's always beautiful to see my main man Torb get play. That's beautiful. But now, unless Sins just drop here, it should be final map Gibraltar, which will be our last map of the day, as the rest of our games, like we stated earlier in the broadcast, are going to be tomorrow night, like tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, to finish off stage 6. Of course, a pair of really good matchups coming out there. Arctic versus Zed, and of course Solstice versus Blackwatch. Lots of positions in the standings are on the line in that game. So we'll kind of have to wait and see how that works. Alright, Lunar Fox coming in for oranges. That should be good for Dabbing. So now we just kind of wait and see. Wait for Sins to be ready again, and we will enter our 4th map, which will be Gibraltar. But this will actually be Dabbing Doomfist first win of the season. Congratulations to them. That'll tie them in 1 loss to Sins, I believe. And actually looking at the standings, I believe that'll put Dabbing over both 7Watch and Sins in the standings, boosting them up to 10th at a minimum on the standings this season. Congratulations to them. getting that first W. And depending on how this last map goes, Sins may be in a tie. 7 Sin or 7 Watch there towards the bottom. We will have to wait and see. But I will say this game took a turn I didn't quite expect. Of course, the man being down and everything, that's rough on a team, and this isn't the first time Sins have had to play that way, but they have been fighting pretty good. They have gotten first point on both Eichenwald and Volskaya, and they held very well on that first point of Volskaya. I think holding them for 3 minutes in total. I don't remember. It was either 2 or 3 minutes. It was pretty good. We will see how they do that. Another quick break. Really quick bathroom break. I guess. As we're kind of just waiting to see the conclusion of this game. We've already seen Dabbing pull out a lot of interesting comps. I mean, they went 6 DPS there on the second point for a while. Elios, they ran 6 supports. I'm kind of waiting for 6 tanks. I mean, push the payload with 6 tanks on Gibraltar. I kind of want to see how that works. It would definitely be an interesting comp to run, honestly, but we'll just have to wait and see what they can pull out. Do 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 do. I don't know. Yeah, the conversation at the match chat's strange, but hey, whatever. It's keeping the teams intrigued for a bit while we're waiting on one of theirs to get back. So, but like we said, going into this next map, it's 3-0 favor of Dabbing. Congrats, they got their first win of the season to end off stage 6. Good luck to them entering the next stage, as well as all the teams, including their opponents, the Sins that are playing tonight in stage 3, that should begin next week. Either next week in week 7 or the next in week 8. I kind of don't know. But standings are going to be shooken up this week. I'm kind of glad we get to say that here. Gonna mix things up. Mix them up real good. Do 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 do. Just gonna wait. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, since 5th is back, we're gonna see if dabbing's still ready, and if they are, we're gonna finally hit map 4. This has been one of the longer streams we've had for a game. There you go. Alright, let's get going into map 4. We got no time to waste. As map 4, 3-0, favorite dabbing Doomfist will be Watch Point Gibraltar. Here we go though, map 4, Gibraltar. Very nice map, lots of high ground. And honestly, with the strats we've seen dabbing run, they got a lot of options here. I mean, defense wise, Torb on the plane, maybe throw a Bastion on left flank. Mow people down like that. Maybe of course you could just go full dive even. There's a lot you can do. Let's see what both teams pull out here. As wait, it's a one-way window. Nutty. Gibraltar's a strange place. I never noticed that before. It's like a one-way window. Can you see me, Mr. Doomfist? I don't think so. Never noticed that. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm a bit slow in that regard, but that's fine. On the side of dabbing, we're gonna see double snipers, Symmetra, Genji, Wrecking Ball, and Moira. Interesting comp running there. On the side of Sins, we're gonna see all DPS. May can at least self-heal a bit. Doofus has the shields going for him, along with Tracer with the recall. So we'll kind of see how this works out. Never mind, some swaps being made. We will see the Hanzo come out on both sides. Double snipers on both. I'm kind of interested to see how this turns out. Early pick on Bloodshot there by Dark Train. Gonna even the numbers up at 5 apiece early. There's no res for dabbing, so we'll see what they can do here. Oh, there you go. It looks like, oh, quickly, both snipers getting a pick on the side of dabbing. Dark Train will at least answer back by getting the hamster, but I ain't gonna stop him on. He's gonna get 2. Dark Train and Jack, though, firing back, getting 3 of their own. And why not? There you go. Pallet gonna swap to the Tracer to make it 5 DPS. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Ooh, nice rocket punch by Jake. And Jack gonna get a headshot. So it looks like we will see Sins here. They're making progress. Oh, there you go. Losing 2 in that brawl, though. Knocking them down to 3 overall. And Jack is low. Not gonna be him that falls first, though, however. Mobile getting beat up there by multiple members of dabbing there to knock him out. Jack is still... Never mind. Was holding on for dear life. Ooh, another nice rocket punch to get Zach. But he's taken out by Amon. So, I mean, here we go. I mean, dabbing suddenly getting that control that they needed. They're pulling out, you know, they're doing really good here all of a sudden with the 5 DPS. And most of their ults are close to being online. I mean, Sim shields ready. Oh, infra sights on both sides. Kind of giving us a view of everybody. Zach's just going to chill up on the high ground. They're taking a quick seat. Jay, though, gonna get the rocket punch at least to knock out Sky. Amon's gonna fire right back, though. Zach as well, gonna get the kills with the turret. And no, this fight quickly swaps once again into Dabbing's favor after a couple picks. On the side of Sins, we're seeing the Torbjorn come out. I love it. Attack Torb is great Torb. Ooh, but that turn's immediately knocked out along with Mobile. Jaco pulling out the Doomfist. Coming in for the Giant Fist, gonna get none. Actually just gonna end up in front of a Moira and a Sim. You know, that's not the way you want to do that. That's gonna get you hit. Amon, a nice double, including on the far up. Beautiful. Big old defense shield coming out here. Not gonna stop Jack though from getting two. Okay, Sin's kind of evening the odds a little bit here. And those odds are immediately replaced by Bloodshot getting a pick on Jack. And Amon taking out the turret of Torbjorn. Rip Torb's turret. And, oh, Pulse Bomb! Only gonna get the McCree. Nice fade there by Lunars. There you go, two more picks on this side of Dabbing here. Looks like this may secure it for him unless someone jumps on the payload. Or Sins. Oh, nice pick by Amon. Beautiful. As, oh yes, Jack will jump on the payload, but we have High Noon gonna finish off the Widow. The Dragon Blade just kind of harassing the back lines here of Sins. Coalescence out on Dabbing's side as well. Just trying to clean off the payload here of Penguin. Oh, and now Jaco on the Winston. Everybody on Dabbing just diving on that payload, putting in as much damage as they can, and the answer will be turrets. Oh, Amon gonna get a nice pick as well. Paolo getting another, and Mobile right as the round concludes getting picked off there by Luna. Okay, so Dabbing Doomfist don't gotta move it too far, just to the top of the hill. So we gotta just see how these teams react here, as we have seen Sins pull off some impressive holds, at least for a decent amount of time on the defensive. We gotta see if they can pull it off again here. So we will have to see Sins hold it for all 76.91 meters of this map that they gained on the offensive to at least take one map away here from Dabbing. Can they pull it off? It looks like they are pulling the Bastion Sim Farah along with a Ryan Mercy. So good bit of DPS just to burn in some damage. Nice amount of damage. While we're still seeing the Penta DPS, one support comp from Dabbing. It's worked. I mean, they pulled out some weird comps, and it's definitely worked for them here today, as they, of course, grabbed their first win of the season. I'm kind of interested to see who they get to play stage, or match 1 of stage 3. I mean, they got some nice... You know, they've got a couple of good opponents left to play in the season. I mean, we do have 5 weeks left after all. So we're gonna kind of have to see if they can make a last second layoff push, potentially. I mean, you still have 6 games left. We'll see what you can do. But here we go. Fight's just coming out. The payload going uncontested right now. Finally jumped on by Penguin to stop it for the first time. The charge hitting the wall. Everybody on the side of Dabbing just jumping in on the payload, getting 3 picks. Now the Far's gonna have to dive in low here to get to the payload, and that's never a good idea, as McCree getting that nice free pick. Let's just kind of move up the hill here. Payload's getting moved by 1. As the payload's still getting moved, that's kind of the big thing here on the side of Sins. There you go, losing the Tracer in that one. 2 more members of Sins coming back. The quick stun on the Genji by Bloodshot. That was very nice. Hamster just spinning around the payload. Hoping to get something. Just trying to stall it out. Not gonna happen as, oh, there you go, getting right back on it. Just trying to keep it open for his team. Nope, both eliminated. High noon by Bloodshot. Gonna get nothing, but that won't matter here as Dabbing going to take all 4 maps here against their opponent's 7 sins. Play of the game going to Dark Train though. Nice play on the Tracer. I believe this was the pulse bomb that got the McCree. Yep, there it goes. And also we'll finish off the Moira as well. Nice double there by Dark Train. But once again, your final score will end up being 4-0 in favor of Dabbing. MVP, as we kind of get back to the lobby, kind of a hard choice. I mean, there was a lot of good players in this game, especially just overall everybody on Sins. They played well with a man down, but I honestly think I have to give MVP in this one to Sky. I mean, they were pulling their weight completely here in this game on the Rhine, for sure, and the other tanks that they played throughout, and of course the DPS even in the weird, well, the DPS and the supports they played throughout the game, and those weird comps. Just Sky was one that kept getting the big picks when they mattered on positions not normally meant to get those 3 and 4, you know, triple and quadra kills. So I'm thinking MVP outright goes to Sky. Skyford the God. I hope that's how you say that. But once again, final score going to be 4-0 favor of Dabbing. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Make sure to join up with us tomorrow here on the League's YouTube channel. I believe starting at 1 CST. I will go make 1 CST to see Zed versus Arctic, and then later that night at 7, join us for Solstice versus Blackwatch Renegades. But that's the end of the game, folks. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope we can see you next time.